Hallo und willkommen, ich bin Meister Lenz and you're watching Get Germanized, your first German lesson.
Get Germanized.
It is most important, of course, to know what a language sounds like and how to reproduce those sounds. So that's what we're going to start with. The alphabet. First up, ah, ah, ah. Repeat after me. Ah. Ah like in das Affentheater. Das Affentheater. The monkey theater. That's German slang for a farce, a charade, or simply crazy business. Next up, B. 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 Repeat after me. B. B like in das Backpfeifengesicht. The cheek whistle face. That's German slang for, well, a face that's just screaming for a slap. Ow. Next. C. C. Now you. C. C like in die Zellulite. That's German for, well, you guessed it, the cellulite. Next up, D. D. Now you. D. D like in die Dern. That's slang from the city of Hamburg in Germany for girl. Next up, E. 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 Repeat. E. E like in das Eichhörnchen. Literally translated, that means the oak squirrel or the oak crescent roll. This is the German word for squirrel and probably just as hard to pronounce as its counterpart. Next up, F. F. Repeat after me. F. F like in der Fusel. Fusel is German slang for cheap alcohol that will most likely give you a bad hangover. Next up, G. G. Your turn. G. Well done. G like in gaffen. The German word for gawking or rubbernecking. This word has a negative connotation, so be careful when you use it. Next up, ha. Ha. Ha ha ha. Ha like in der Hörsturz. The hearing plunge. That's German for sudden deafness or acute hearing loss. Next, E. E. Now you. E. E like in der Igel. The cute German word for hedgehog. This is one of the few times where the English version is actually funnier. The hedge pig? Really? Next, J. J. Your turn. J. J like in ja, ja. This might seem like a casual yes, yes to the untrained ear, but in German, this can actually be perceived as a rude reply. Ja, ja, for some, is an invitation to lick the other person's behind. Next in line, K. K. Now you, K. K like in der Karneval. This is German for, well, Karneval, also known as Germany's 5th season, since it's a big deal here. Next up, L. L. Now you, L. L like in die Laberbacke. The babble cheek. German slang for someone that talks way too much. Next up, M. M. Now you, M. M like in die Maultasche. The mouth / yap bag. The word for German style ravioli. Next up, N. N. Now you, N. N like in der Nachdurst. The afterthirst. The strong need for non-alcoholic beverages on the morning after the party. Next up, O. O. Now you, O. O like in der Oberknaller, the upper banger. This is German slang for something really amazing. That cake is der Oberknaller. Next, P. P. Repeat, P. P like in die Pampa. German slang for a little place in the middle of nowhere, far from civilization. Next up, Q. Q. Repeat after me, Q. Q like in der Quälgeist. The torture ghost. Ooh. This is the colloquial German word for someone super annoying. Stop that. My baby brother was such a Quälgeist. You wouldn't believe it. That's a lie. Sorry brother, that's a lie. Next up, R. R. Or some would call it r, er, or r. Er might be easier to pronounce, so repeat after me. Er. Er like in die Rabenmutter, the raven mother. The German term for a very bad mother. Next, S. S. Repeat after me. S. S like in der Satansbraten, Satan's roast. German slang for a very cheeky child that's usually up to no good. Next up, T. T. Now you, T. Tee like in der Tee. The German word for tea. Next up, ooh. Repeat after me. Ooh. Ooh like in untenrum, down there. Well, that's slang for, well, that area. Next up, V. V. Repeat after me. V. V like in der Vater. German slang for father. Next up, W. W. Now you, W. W like in der Weltenbummler. The world stroller. A German term for someone who travels a lot. Next up, X. X. Now you, X. X like in das Xylophon. The German word for xylophone. Next up, Y. Y. Now you, Y. Y like in die Yuppie-Larve. The yuppie larva. This is a derogatory term to describe the children of upper middle class people. And last but not least, Z. Z. Now you, Z. Z like in der Zahnknast. The tooth prison. A funny German slang term for braces. Watch and repeat this video until you get the pronunciation right. My tip for you, record yourself and listen back to it or send it to someone who already speaks German. I hope you learned something today. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to Get Germanized. Follow me on twitch.tv/getgermanized for my gaming live streams. Subscribe to Live the World on YouTube for travel videos, and also subscribe to Get Germanized Gaming on YouTube for the recordings of said live streams. Support options like Patreon and PayPal can be also found in the video description, like everything else. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to get Germanized. Goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.